What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. So today is going to be a short and quick video going over some of our progress when it comes down to our electrical problems. So I've gone ahead, and you guys have seen recently I've added this additional card, so we're up to 13 cards here plus a 14th card over here. We're somewhere north of 1850 watts right now in this rig, especially because we've added another power supply and a card. I have done a decent job. I have a 15 watt and a 20 watt, a 15 amp and a 20 amp down here in this basement supporting, all of this equipment here, everything you see here, the sub pump, radon kit, hot water heater, fridge, and HVAC system. So I did have an electrician out more recently. They put a voltage clamp on the 15 and the 20. And I had a little bit more room available on the 20 amp. So I moved a few things from the 15 to the 20. So that's how we were able to add another power supply and a card. Talking about electrical. So what we're going to do today, we have this cable here. This is our 10-2 Romex with a ground built in, and it's 250 feet. Expensive. It's about $232. So you're just shy of $1 per foot on this cable right here. This is rated for 40 amp. We're going to be using it for a 30 amp. And what we're going to go ahead and do is over in this corner over here. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick. So on the opposite side of this, I'm underground here. We're in a basement. So on the opposite side of this wall up here is my garage. You can see it's kind of dark, but you can see like a gas line up there, and these vents. You can see these two vents up. Come on, focus for me, please. Come down. So we have two vents up there. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I found a way to get from my basement into my garage. So we're going to go ahead and now take the time. Why is it not? There we go. Oh my goodness. Focus was like crazy. Let's try this again. Starting from the top. So you see these two vents up here? Oh my gosh, stop it. This camera, man, we're gonna take our YouTube monies and our mining money and invest in a new camera. This camera is terrible. So I can't even lift the camera upwards. It unfocuses. I'm sorry. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, let's see if I can get it to focus at all. There we go. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna run there's a hole up there and a conduit up there. And what we're going to go ahead and do is I put the hole in, and I'll show you guys that hole in a second. So we're going to go ahead and feed this through the hole and down here into the basement. And my goal over the next week is to get this Romex all the way across and over to this area and do a nice coil of it, because we're actually standing right where we are right now. We're standing where my mining room is going to be. If you guys didn't see it, look in my last video about my crypto mining basement. We are going to have a dedicated room to mining, and we're going to have 3 to 4 30 amp 240 volts in that room. And so it's going to be very, very beefy. If I can do 4 240 volt 30 amps, that'll give us around 28,000 watts. I'm currently running on a 200 amp here coming into the house. So I should have that capability. I've been meeting with a few different electricians to discuss it. But let's go out into the garage and I'll show you guys exactly where we're going to go ahead and put this through. And we'll kind of go from there and you guys can see the progress. Sorry about the mess. We've put everything in our basement in our garage to renovate the basement. So we have our breaker box over here, our main coming in. And my goal is to put the Romex about halfway up the wall on the outside. I'm thinking about a metal piping conduit we'll have to see to run across the middle of the wall, attached with U-clamps. Have it come over and come down. And so we are on the opposite side of that wall. So where that ladder went up to and it's a little dark, I do apologize. We're in the middle of a garage. This cutout was here already. It had a piece of drywall over it. Drywall is actually right over here. So it had this piece of drywall over it. So I didn't make the hole, I promise. All I did was open it up because the previous owner had gone ahead and installed a room above the garage, and they took the HVAC and took it up through here. So what I did was I thought, if he did that and we were able to see the other side, you know, we probably have a pretty good access here. So what I did is, in here, let's see if I can get it to focus. Maybe not. Let me go ahead and get a flashlight so that you guys can see. Yesterday, I drilled 2 holes in there. Okay. Oh, that's really bright. Okay. So, let's see if we'll focus now. Okay. Okay, so you see those holes in there? So I drilled those holes yesterday. I drilled a real small one at first, made sure we could find it. And then I drilled those bigger ones. So my goal is to put 6 total Romex cables through there. We're going to do the 4 30 amp, 240 volt. So 4 10 by 2. And then we're going to do 2 yellow 15 amp, which is, what is that? 12 by 2 that we'll be putting through here. So we'll be putting through 6 total cables. So today we're going to go ahead and get one of those cables through here as a test. So let me go ahead and get this Romex opened up, and let's go ahead and get it through there. Alrighty, so we got this unpackaged here. Here's exactly what we're looking at. So it's 3 total cables in here, a ground, and then your white and your black. And this cable is super stiff. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, stick it in here. Okay, a little harder to do with the camera in my hand, but we'll get it, I swear. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and feed this through a decent amount. And then we're going to go on the flip side, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can grab this and pull this down into the basement. Okay, so we are down in the basement, and we have a light here, which seems to be helping out our focus. And look what that orange cable is. Look at that. Man, it's nice when things come together. So let's go ahead and grab that. How many hands do I have? It's really stiff though. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna pull a decent amount of this down, going down a ladder, holding the Romex, holding the light. It's a disaster. Okay, so we have this now down into the basement here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pipe this over to the other side of the basement, over where our rig is, and then right over to there for right now. Keeping in mind that this cable is not permanent in the current state. It will eventually get moved into kind of this area right here, based off of the blueprints if you guys saw the last setup. So the room will be from where the rack is over to here, over about 5 feet and then back. So it's like a small, skinny room is where we're going to be piping this into. But let me go ahead and get some of this piped over to where we want it to be, just temporary, and then we'll be back in a few minutes. Alrighty guys, so I don't know, half hour later. I don't know if you can see it. You know, this camera loves me. There we go. Come on, stop it. Okay, so we got Romex coming through there. Now this is temporary, so all of you electricians out there, bear with me, trying here. So the 10-2 orange cable runs down, zip tying onto, I know, the sewer pipe. It's temporary. Comes around here. You can see it kind of coming through there. And then we're going to go ahead and come over here. And we got plenty of coil over here. Okay? There she blows. So, I gave myself a decent amount of extra because that's most likely going to then feed into the room that we talked about. That'll be right here. Come down the wall and be terminated. I would rather have more than I need than not enough, even though that's like $25 just sitting right there. So my long-term goal is when I go ahead and do the rest of the wiring, because remember I had to do 5 more of these into this room, 4 into this room, sorry, 2 more for the basement. I'm going to take these and use U-clamps, these guys right here, 1-hole straps, whatever, and mount them to the beams under here, so it's not sitting on a sewer water cable pipe and actually like attached directly to them. I am going to have several more of these runs, so I'm eager to see. So we're out to the garage right now, right where that hole was, but I need to then take it from there to the breaker box, which is probably another 25, 30 feet maybe. Now, you might be wondering, why am I not having an electrician run this? So if you guys watched my last video, I talked about the fact of putting this room here. This room is going to have 4 30 amp 240 volts, okay? Which would be a total of about 28,800 volts terminated here to 240. And then the challenge was I was talking with a few electricians. I had them out to give quotes. I was going to have them put a sub panel right here and then just do a home run out to the garage. Well, I got quotes. They wanted between $3,000 and $4,000 to put a sub panel in, run it back to the garage, and then run 4 of what I just did, 4 of them from the sub panel there to right here and terminate it. So you got to think your parts are, you know, your 240 end that they're terminating to, your parts are your 430 amps, breakers, your parts are the sub panel, and then a home run back to the main panel. I can't justify $4,000 for something that, granted, just me, but I went ahead and did in a half hour, and I don't mind spending 12 hours doing this and getting all the wiring in place in order to save me $4,000. So we're scrapping a sub panel, and your boy, the Hobbyist Miner, is going to run all of our cables from here back to our main breaker panel in the garage. So our next step is I need to get, I'm working with a few other electricians, giving a little bit better quotes on just terminating now. I'm just asking them, come in and terminate on the breaker box and also on my endpoint here to get some quotes, to get somebody in here sooner than later so we can start to beef up this rack while we renovate the basement. In the next video, hopefully we can have this terminated, but most likely not. I am going to be going ahead and drilling the holes in the side of the house in order to fit these. These are 2 4-inch intake and exhaust that'll be used for the room that we're putting here. The exhaust will be coming out of the AC unit here. So that's going to be my next project here, because I am down here right now and it is hot and I only have 14 GPUs running and I plan to do a lot more than that. So next video should be fun. Other than that, guys, thank you guys very much for joining me today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys very much for helping me grow this channel. You guys have been insane. Also, one last thing, if you stayed this long, don't forget that we have a Discord link down below. We have started our own Discord mining channel, talking about mining all day long. Feel free to join it. Love to chat with you guys daily. All right, till next time, guys.